Just look at it. I don't know why. It's just getting worse and worse. I don't know if, hopefully it's gonna fire in here. Holy smokes. I don't know. That got me up, so tell you right now, gotta have a smoke alarm in your tent. Perfect timing. Man, the timing didn't get better. Hey guys, well, I'm very excited to be out. This is our very first hot tent video of the season. We've got the Panda Air Large out, we've got the Rainfly on, and we're about to test out a new stove. We brought the Hori5 from Greenstove. I'm not too sure if they're in business anymore. It seems like you can't buy any of their products, but we happened to get one of the last pellet stoves from them. I'm excited to bring that in, set it up. It claims to have a 10-hour burn time with 1 hopper of pellets. That should keep our family warm all night long. That's a game changer for us when we're out family camping. So yeah, let's get some more stuff in this tent and get that wood stove going. Well, that's pretty cozy in here already. I don't even have the wood stove going yet. This chair, I haven't had this out in quite a while. It's super cozy to sit in this, looking at that fire all night. And that bed set up, man, I'm gonna sleep like a baby in there. And the sound of the rain hitting this tent, oh man, this is my best kind of out. Well, if it was snowing, that would be even better, but camping in the rain, listening to that coming down, it's pretty awesome. Well, I think it's time we open up this stove. We did open it up and burn it in already, but I'll get setting that up. There's a fair little bit of things to that stove to get the hopper all set up and whatnot. So we'll get that stove going. It's starting to get a little bit like damp cold in here, so fire going, we'll just take that off and it'll be pretty cozy in here. Alright, so this is the Hori5 pellet stove. It's actually a dual stove. It can also run on wood, but very small pieces of wood and a very small wood chamber to burn wood in, but it's designed, I believe, to be an emergency case scenario. So you think you brought enough pellets for your camp and you run out, it's getting cold, well, you can go out, find some wood, and at least get a fire going and keep your tent above freezing and stay warm to survive. So I don't see any other purpose of that wood stove, but I'll show you that in a little bit. But let's open this thing up and pull it all out. These are the hopper pieces. All of this does fit back in the stove. But I knew I'd be back out very soon, so I just decided to have it ready to put together. But if I was going to be going somewhere, the best thing to do is always put it back in the stove so you don't misplace some part and then get to your camp and you're missing it. So definitely put it back in the stove. It's designed to, except for these 3 stovepipes. They stay on top and then zip up. And I also just always cut out these little, these are actually from the Pomali stoves, but I just cut them out, and it just protects this glass from getting all smashed up and scratched. Some more of the pellet adapter put together. Try to keep this little bit of ash in the stove. And so this is the part that you got to put back together if you take it apart. So this is the actual burner pot, and all the pellets come down into there and get ignited in there, and then this is an adjustable control for how much flow. So you'll see that drops down. I don't know if you can see that, but that drops down to that level, or push that back up and it's all the way up, and that's like a max burn, full heat utilization. There we go. One tab locked there. And the other tab. There you go. That's on, can't move. Okay, so these little tabs, they just all connect very quick, very simple. And then this guy just slips in there. And that knob tightens this first guy down. The lighting in here is a little bit off, so I'm just trying to use my headlamp so I can kind of illustrate to you how to get a pellet stove going. So there's two things you need. One, you have to have a propane torch. There's a little fire pot opening right here, so it's going to go right in and then ignite the pellets in there. But if you don't heat up the stovepipe first, it won't pull that smoke all the way around the back chamber and out right away. It'll build up smoke and maybe start coming into the tent. So you really want to hit this pipe first, get it hot, and you'll see. So I'm gonna, as a test, I'm gonna just start burning it because no one's here with me. I'll show you the smoke that starts to build in there, and then I'll just heat this pipe up a little bit, and you'll see that smoke start to clear right out. I'm gonna start to hit these pellets. Now you can see smoke starting to all come out here. And you see in there, it's all starting to fill up. Now that's going to come in the tent. See, it's coming over here. Okay, so now, and it started in there a little bit, but watch this smoke move when I hit this pipe. It'll all start clearing out. See it starting to move? Now it's starting to find its way around that corner, and it stopped coming out of here. And so I didn't get this pot fully ignited yet, but this, heating up this chimney pipe is moving that smoke really well. So that's what you want to do before getting a pellet stove going right away. So now I'll finish that off. That smoke is moving. Here, hit that again. Alright, close that. You should start firing pretty soon. I'll give her one more shot. Oh, she just went. There she goes. Alright, turn this off. She's gone, and all that smoke is drafting very nicely out the chimney. And remember, your chimney's always got to be wide open. Oh, well, this is such an amazing spot that we're camping on. It's got this little walkout area and it comes right out to this huge piece of rock. It's got some quartz on it. It's incredible. I'll show you maybe a little bit more in the morning. I have a little break of no rain, so it was raining pretty good there and it stopped. It's definitely, my hands are getting a little chilly. It's dropping a little bit. I got the pellet stove going and I closed her all up, so I decided to come on out here while I had a moment and crack a little bevy. A little bit of Guinness. I would like to pour this in a glass. Maybe that'll happen back at the tent. But right now I'm just going to enjoy this moment where the rain stopped. And definitely this camera outside works better. It's just not picking up the light in that tent very well. And I'm struggling to light up the areas to show you. So hopefully you still could see the gist of setting up that pellet stove. It's a pretty awesome stove already. I'm not like, I just walked out here. I'm gonna have a bevy out on this lookout and I'm not even worried about the wood running out or reloading some wood. It's just going at a steady pace in there, and I think it was up to about 8 degrees as I closed up the doors. We'll see what it gets to. But yeah, cheers guys. Cheers. Alright, well, I'm going to enjoy this pint out here, then I'm going to head back and start cooking up some dinner. I'm not going to cook in the tent. It's still just a bit early for where I am. If I was in some areas where they have no predators or anything like that, I'd probably start just cooking in that tent. But where I am right here is highly populated black bears. There's signs everywhere, so I'm not going to start cooking in the tent just yet. It's just late fall. And they're probably still roaming around looking for some food before going into hibernation. So I'm not going to attract them by cooking into that tent. Maybe I'll cook something in the morning in the tent because I'll be done in this area. I won't be back out with that particular tent for probably till the snow is flying. So maybe in the morning I will. It'll be safe to cook in there and then pack up. I'll be out of here. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy this and then I'll see you guys back at the tent and gonna cook up some burgers for dinner. I think I'm getting pretty hungry. All right, so I'm obviously not going to try to get, even though I do have a little bit of some small dry wood that I process and store just for the firebox, but you can also use the same pellets in the pellet stove in the firebox, so don't be shy. Oh, I see that little mouse coming in this little hole here. I think maybe people cook on here and he's looking for some food around here. Cutting board, and I don't want to wreck this knife. But there must be cheese. Alright, these are some thick burgers, but they're definitely done. Flame grilled. I'm excited for these. My cheese fell off. Oh, those ones are oh, that's a pathetic little. Alright, well, at least that one stayed on. Alright, let's get some buns on here. Well, only enough room for one at a time, but alright. Oh, the rain's about to start again. Better get this going while I can. Oh, that looks good. Put some stuff on there. Some mayo. A little bit more. Some of this expensive Dijon. Oh, I can smell it. It smells good. Alright. Alright, the rain is starting to get heavy again. Can't say that that's bad timing either, because burgers are done. I got this little half-made tarp set up just to get out of this rain, and I'm starving. Let's have a bite. Oh man. That's amazing. I don't know if you see those are called deer mice. A little bit different than normal mice. They act a little bit more like a chipmunk. They're friendly and they'll come up to you. They just want your food. They're not like a typical mouse. However, they carry more bacteria and disease than typical mice, so you got to be careful. They look cute. They got little round ears and big eyes, and they look cute. These burgers are delicious. They are so good. I cannot have a burger that's not flame grilled like that. And I have the firebox. I've had it for about 8 years, and I don't use it enough. I'm going to start making sure that I'm cooking on it more, and by putting those pellets in, I just feel it's just like so quick and easy to get that firebox heated up, and then you can add a little bit of wood while you're cooking. You'll see that more on the channel, but these burgers are delish, and it's raining out, so I'm going to pack up this stuff. Oh, I'm going to finish up the second burger, and I'm going to pack up all this stuff, make sure it's out, make it's all cleaned up. I don't want any animals coming around here tonight, and then I'm going to get in that tent and talk a few things about that stove. So I'll see you back in the tent, and enjoy this burger. Cheers. Well, cheers guys. That's a proper Guinness in the tent. Oh, that's delicious. Yeah, this stove's going really well. I'm going to show you in a minute how much pellets. I've been going back and forth. I do think that this is a really big tent for this size stove. Even though it's a pellet stove, I don't think it's as big as some of our other stoves, like the actual RBM Caminus M stove, which they also make a smaller one that's designed for this tent. I think that when that wood is burning, it puts off a lot more heat, but then the wood dies down and then the heat goes down in the tent, so you're on like a roller coaster of heat. This is consistent. This hasn't even fluctuated. It's 15 degrees in here right now. It hasn't gone up, it hasn't gone down, and it hasn't used much pellets, and it's almost 10 o'clock. So what, 6 o'clock, 4 hours, like 4 hours. And it's about, I don't know if you can see that, it's about right here on the pellet hopper. So it's still got to go all the way down to there, and it's already been going for 4 hours. That's incredible. I think that stove fan, number one, it'll push that heat off this stove, move it around the tent, and then the fans up top, they're key. Those will push that heat back down. So I think 2 of those things, this thing is like the best stove out there. And this is just the beginning. Like I think they had some trial runs with some other stoves, and they smoked or they didn't do so hot. But this one has so far been the best running one everyone swears by. And then all of a sudden you can't get it. So either something big is about to change, or like Pomali. If you go on Pomali's website and their new Dweller stove, I can't think of the name of it, but it's the largest. It's like the Dweller 2.0 or the Dweller Max 2.0, but it's larger. It'll take 16 to 17 inch pieces of wood. If you go on that website, click on that stove, scroll through their photos of it, I think the last one has a Pomali pellet burner adapter on it that they're making, but you can't purchase it. It doesn't show it, so something's in the works. I don't know if I rambled on there, but that something's happening with the Pomali Greenstove. We do have another pellet stove, or I should say a pellet adapter, that we're going to be having out in another video pretty soon, but it doesn't compare to this. This is as good as it gets, I think. Like, it took maybe 2 to 3 minutes to get that thing running, and then you could walk away from it pretty much. So that's how much it's used, which is like, it's not even remotely. So that's how far down it goes, all the way down into there, and that's where we're sitting at. 4 hours of burn time. That's pretty damn good. Alright, well, I'm going to finish this pint of Guinness sitting by the fire, and it doesn't get better than that, that's for sure. It's very cozy right here, and I think maybe I'm going to watch a little bit of a scary Halloween movie, even though I shouldn't do that in the woods, because probably like not sleep very well, thinking that some hockey mask guy is going to be coming out of the woods. But anyways, I'm going to have this pint, try to watch a little bit of a movie, hit the hay, and then I'm going to wake up in the morning, and then we're going to go over some of the good and the bad of the Panda Air Large, what our best thoughts are on it, and the 1 or 2 things that we think they could have improved. But cheers, guys. Dinner was great. Fire's great. We'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, well, I woke up to, whew, this whole place is all smoky. You can see that. So you definitely don't want this thing running out on its own. It's just, oh no, there's pellets all in there. Whew. Shoot, so we whew. I'm not too sure why that's doing that. Must have just, it's me, it must be jammed up in there. Well, just poke that little chamber a little bit, but it's just like still just like billowing out of here. Whew. Oh, it's just potent in here. I've got both doors opened up. Oh, oh man. Oh, heavy duty smoke. Whew. Whew. Man, I'm not too. I don't know what's going on with it. I think it's still billowing smoke out of there. I don't get it. It's burning. Chimney. Thought maybe the chimney was plugged. But it's totally clear. Whew. Man. Just look at it. I don't know why. It's just getting worse and worse. I don't know if, hopefully it's gonna fire in here. Holy smokes. I'm not sure. Maybe that's doing that. Other than the fire in the little pot is. So I got this on minimum. I'm gonna open that up. Whew. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Yeah, I think this is all. I don't know what happened there. It's all just got jammed up. Alright, well, that just goes to show you. Whew, there's still tons of this. Pellets are just to here. It's not even close to the bottom. Like there's still hours left of burning. But it got jammed up in there. Whew. Started burning up into the hopper, and this tent just filled up with smoke. That's pretty dangerous. Whew. Oh man, well, that was a bit alarming. Oh man, there's like a lot of unburnt. These are all hardwood pellets, and I've burnt this stove a few times. Man, that's smoky in here. My smoke alarm started to beep, and that got me up. So tell you right now, you gotta have a smoke alarm in your tent. Whew. It's not smoking in there anymore, so that was jammed up in the hopper, and the pellets were burning up into the pellet hopper instead of out of the chimney, and this tent filled up with smoke very quickly. If the whole family was in here, that would have been alarming to wake up to. Alright, well, I had the alarm set for. Oh man, that was alarming. That was caught me off guard. Whew. I have the alarm set for 5 because I was going to make sure that hopper didn't go too low so that that wouldn't start smoking back up into the hopper, and then it's not even halfway burnt, and it just filled this tent pretty badly with smoke. That was a lot of smoke. Like my lungs are a little bit tight from that. Whew. But yeah, now I'm a little. So I had the chamber set. There's minimum and maximum. I had it at the minimum, but I had the stovepipe wide open, and the pellets just jammed up in there enough and started burning on top of the jam towards the pellet hopper instead of down towards the bottom of that basket, and started smoking out of there. So that's that's the problem with these pellet stoves, that I think, you know, they seem amazing. Like I'm all for the idea, but I've never had a wood stove back up like that and start filling up the tent. But any stove can do the same thing. That's why you got to have your safety precautions. But a little bit disappointed that did that. But yeah, it's still pretty heavy duty in here for smoke, for air quality, that's for sure. I had both of these opened wide open. I just shut them up now, but I'm gonna try to go back to sleep, and then I'll wake up in a couple hours, and hopefully that doesn't do that again. But all right, well, see you guys in a couple hours and see if that does that again. All right, cheers. Well, there you go. It's doing it again. It's like, look how much pellets are still in there. It's doing it again, and the fire's going just fine in there. So something in that hopper, man, it's starting to fill this tent again with smoke. It's just minutes ago. Oh man, it's just smoking out of here, but it's burning in here. I got a fork. Oh man, oh, smoke is pretty heavy duty. Ow. So heavy duty, I didn't think that was gonna be that hot. See if I can get in here, get all these pellets down. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is. Well, that stopped all the smoking coming out, but honestly, looking in, I don't really see. I can see a pile of pellets that are dropping in, and these are high quality pellets, like premium pellets, and I've burned this stove twice now, and it didn't do that once. So I don't know if this is just a freak event. I don't know. It was definitely jammed up in there, and they weren't falling through. But that doesn't seem like that's very safe to me. Alright, well, let's set the alarm. It's 17 degrees, 5 a.m. And let's see. Oh, yeah, this thing is down at the bottom a little bit there, so I'm gonna add alright, so that's what I'm gonna count as full burn time on that. Add some more pellets and go back to sleep for a little bit. So you see down in there is, I don't want to focus, but you'll see there's still a little bit of clump of pellets in there still burning away. So you'll see how many ended up going forward into this little burn tray. So I'm gonna have to do some looking into that, something with that, something to do with this guy, maybe inside of here. I'm not too sure. We'll see. So I just want to show you how, if that stove worked amazing last night, it would have been a game changer, because I filled that hopper. That lasted 11 hours, and then I only put a couple more little pours into it just to run it this morning while I got a little bit more sleep, and then it smoked the whole tent out and all that you saw. But this is how much in the one bag I bought. That's how many pellets are left. And there's that much left in there, so another pour in here and that would have been empty. So that goes to show you how much pellets that would have run the rest of this whole camp day. So a weekend out with the pellet stove, maybe 2 bags. That's $7 a bag. That's pretty incredible. Campfire wood is about $15 for like 10 pieces of wood these days, and they're usually wet. So pellets are definitely the way to go if this stove works. Definitely gonna spend some time, I'm gonna find out what caused it, and hopefully I can get this thing back out, because I see it on other people's channel and it works flawlessly. But man, that smoke is just killing me today. I already got a sore throat. And anyways, all right, I'm gonna put this stove away, and then I'm gonna go over a couple of the good and the bad of the Panda Air Large, because a lot of people have bought that tent through our affiliate program and asked me tons of questions. So I just wanted to give them just a couple of things, because there's really not that much to that tent that's bad at all. So I'll see you over at the tent when I'm about to collapse it. If you can, that's how you want to take off the rain fly. Getting it on it's not easy sometimes either. Usually I put the stove jack Velcro part on first. That holds the one corner, then work the other side over, pull it back. Taking it off, you want to kind of, if it's been raining, just fold it over and kind of fold up your tarp while it's on the tent. Otherwise it'll be full of mud and dirt. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to open it up. You want to make sure, this is one of the things about this tent you have to do. You have to dry it out properly. Some tents you can just like open up the bag, put them in the corner, they'll kind of air out a bit. But this tent, you almost need to have a spot at home that you can blow this tent back up and have it dry out properly, or the mildew that will build up in this tent can get it happens very quickly. So same with this rain fly. So I pulled it out on this camp. I haven't used it in a long time. There was some moisture in there, and I could smell it right away. I don't smell it anymore. All I smell is smoke. But yeah, all right. So that's just a tip on this tent. All right, well, I'd say our #1 favorite thing, family voted, on the Panda Air Large, that we just, once you've used it or been in there, winter in the cold, -20, we've had this tent out. This zipper in clear wall with an entry door feature is, once you have that and you camp in it, when you get back in another tent that doesn't have that, you feel kind of closed in. The ability to sit in there, wake up first thing in the morning, that nice light's coming in the tent, and you can just see what the weather's doing while the stove's going. It's our favorite thing. Secondly, there's no pole in the tent. Sometimes I don't mind a pole because you're going to get in some extreme weather, and that sometimes is just like, you feel safer with that. But this tent blows up so solid. We've had this in so many storms and high winds, and if this tent is anchored properly, it has to be anchored properly. These tubes stay rigid and are fully supportive of weight on the tent. If you're going to be out in the heavy snow, you have to put that snow skirt on. That's the rain snow one that I just took off, because as the tent heats up inside, the heat rises to the roof and it just melts right off of that fabric. If you don't, it sticks to this canvas fabric and it adds weight, and that's what will collapse these columns. So I know some people have made some comments about that, but I don't think they had it set up right. You have to get that tarp or the rain snow fly on and get it nice and tight, and then when the heat's going in that tent, it just beads right off the tent. So that's one thing. So you can have this out in -0 degree and heavy snow. You just got to be prepared for that. Is it our favorite tent in a huge snowstorm? No, we have other tents that we probably won't have to put all that work into, but we do love being out in this in a snowstorm. And I'd say our third best thing about this tent is it sets up so quick. Like you open it up, you blow up the tent. It's very easy to do by hand. You don't need an electric pump. This is the first time I've ever used one, and yes, it was pretty darn convenient. I could just go over and kind of like lift up those corners while it was pumping it up. Yeah, for being here by myself, it was pretty good. I'll probably keep using it, but you don't need it. I think it took about roughly the same time by hand. So yeah, that's about all I can say about the good of this tent, is that we totally love it. It's our family's #1 voted tent. And we have a lot of tents. This is always the one that we still come back to and we love to be in. We're going to be in it all weekend for Halloween. A Halloween party we're going to have. We're bringing this to the party. It's going to be pretty great. And yeah, well, let's get into the only one thing
that drives me nuts about the tent, but I don't think they could have done it any other way. But let's get to that. In case anyone was wondering what the pump was, this is a Fanttik Air Pump. So this is a high volume pressure pump. So this could do it's got lots of cool settings. You can set it to whether you're doing a paddleboard, your car, just airflow, air mattress. Very cool. This wasn't sent to us. We purchased it ourselves. I'll put a link to this so that you can check it out. But it was $100 at Costco here in Canada. That to me was pretty amazing. And it worked fantastic, and I'll show you. So I pumped up the tent, I pumped up all the air mattresses and all that stuff, the blow up chairs, and it only used 1 bar out of 4, so that's pretty darn good. I thought that the tent would probably use most of it. All right, I'll put a link to this in our description, and you guys can check it out if you want. All right, so this is my only one thing, is the windows. Right now they're set in rain mode, so if it's a pretty good rain out, we've had this out in some pretty good rain and it doesn't come in the tent, or we haven't had it come in our tent. As long as the zippers are shut properly, it comes down off the tent. If you wanted to have the clear windows in, you could put those in. The clear windows will not hold the rain. It doesn't have this little, let me see if I can. The clear window doesn't have this little rain flap that covers the zippers. That's where the water gets in, is through the zipper. So the clear window inserts are meant for non-rainy days. It can handle a little bit of rain, but if it's coming down, you would wish that you had this on or the rain fly on. Now that's the problem. The only way to do that is to open up the window while it's raining and zip this closed. There's no other way. So if you've got all your stuff set up inside of this tent, maybe you got a power station in there or whatever, usually if you got the stove going, all your bedding stuff is on this side, so it's gonna get wet. So we've had that happen a couple times. It was mostly my fault. Jordan said it was gonna rain. I said it'll be fine, and rain came in the tent. So yeah, that's the only thing with this tent. So remember, if you're going to you can leave the clear windows in and close this. So you don't have to take them out just to close this. They can stay in, and then this just zips shut. And then if it's going to really start raining, if you get an opportunity, you can put the rain fly on while the wood stove's going. You just got to be super careful. But you can in an emergency. I've done it, and as long as you're being careful, it will work. But yeah, all right, well, that's the only thing with this tent. Even the weight's 100 pounds, but it rolls up into a nice ball that you can actually pick up and carry. I have no complaints with that. And yeah, this March will be 2 years with this tent. So we've had this in every season of weather, and this tent has held up amazingly. It's still going strong, and we'll definitely have this going for a lot of family camps still. Maybe not with a pellet stove, but we'll definitely have this out again soon. All right, guys, well, that's this video. Bit of a disaster, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. I really thought it was going to go amazing with that stove. I'm going to have to look at that, but any questions on the Panda Air Large, hit me up in the comments. I'd love to answer any of your questions. Same with the stove. If anyone knows anything, what I might have done wrong, or if they've had a similar issue, leave a comment. I'd love to know what you think about it. And yeah, cheers, guys. Remember, go into our description. There'll be a link to our affiliate program with RBM, and you can save yourself 5% off of any of their products. You don't have to buy this tent. So cheers, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.